Welcome students for this session. Let's continue to learn the lesson called the collectors. In previous session we saw that the 6 students and the 3 teachers, they were going for an adventurous walk. While they were going, it was raining. So they saw a house and they entered inside the house. And there Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown were living. They accepted the students and the teacher and they treated them very well. Okay, they gave separate room for the teachers and the students, and they also offered some drinks for the teachers, and they were sitting with the teachers in that room. The students were out of that room, they were sitting in a hall, and they were surprised that there was not even a single thing in that house. That means there was no plates, vessels, nothing was there. So they wanted to know where they have kept the things. So they checked in the cupboard. They opened the cupboard and saw the cupboard was empty. And they opened the fridge also. The fridge was also empty and it was not in proper condition. That means it was not working. And they saw a large cupboard and they opened that. In that there were like many electronic equipments. Okay, it was also different. And they also saw Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown were having 7 fingers in both hands. That means we used to have 10 fingers, they had 14 fingers in both hands. And their eyes also was different. That means we are having 2 colors, no? Like a white layer and on that like black color ball. That black color ball was not there in their eyes. So the children were scared. They wanted to get away from that house. So the student called Petty, he wanted to call the teachers and to express what they are feeling. So he went inside the room. This much we learned in previous session. Now let's continue to learn line by line.
Pity. I think we need help. What did Mr. Hunt say? Nothing. He couldn't. I went quietly. I was a bit scared. The door of the other room was partially open. I saw Mr. Hunt first, sitting there, not moving, staring at nothing. You mean he was thinking about something? He was tired? Pity. No, I do not. He was drugged. Miss Van and Mrs. Jones are the same. I crept a bit closer. Then I could see them too. They were sitting there blank as if they been turned to stone. Carol and Mr. and Mrs. Brown? Pity. They were looking at them and I don't know talking. Carol, what were they talking? Saying? No idea. They weren't really talking. It sounded they were just sort of hissing and clicking at each other. I want to get out of here. I'm getting out right now. Yes, dear students, as I said in the introduction, that Petty was wanted to tell what they are feeling to their teachers, so he was going to into that room and he was coming back. Other students, they were asking him that what did Mr. Hunt say. He was telling that Mr. Hunt was drugged and he was sitting as a stone. He didn't talk with each other. And the whole 3 teachers also, they were sitting as a stone as though they have drugged. Okay, they didn't talk with each other. They were keeping quiet and sitting. But Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown, they both were talking. It's not like talking. They were making some signs among themselves and sitting like that. Petty is telling to his friends. So Wayne is telling, no, we should not stay here. Right now, I will get out of this house like that. He tells and he goes to the back door to open it. It is locked. There is no key. Don't let me try. No, it just won't open. How about the window? Wayne tries the window. No chance it won't move. Smash the glass. We have got to get out. Here, try Mr. Hunt's walking stick. Use that Wayne. Wayne tries to break the glass with a stick. It won't break. He hits the glass again. It just bounces off. Let me try. He takes the walking stick and uses it. It's no use. That glass is like steel. Petty, come on. We'll see if there's a way out through the front. Yes, as they wanted to get out of this house, they were trying to open, they couldn't open. As I said in the beginning of the last session that as they entered in the house, Mr. Hand was having walking sticks. Mr. Brown was taking that stick and keeping inside of that room. So these children were taking that stick. With the help of that, they wanted to open that window or smash the window, but they couldn't do anything. Whatever the hitting, also the window is not break. Window did not broke. Next, they begin to crowd towards the kitchen door when Mrs. Brown comes in with a tray of drinks. Mrs. Brown, good heavens, what's all this now? What on earth have you children been doing? Carol, we want to leave. Mrs. Brown, in this fog, how can you? What have you done to Mr. Andenda this? Done? Nothing. We've been having a cup of tea. Petty says you have drugged them. Nonsense. Where in the world did you get that idea? She notices the cupboard left partially open. I do wish you'd have the courtesy not to interfere with these cupboards. Glenn, what is that stuff in there? Mrs. Brown, what do you mean stuff? It is electronic equipment. It belongs to my husband. He is scientist. It is part of his work. Pity. And why is the back door locked? It always locks when you close it. It is a burglar proof lock. The windows are burglar proof too. My husband doesn't want to run the risk of having any expensive equipment stolen. Tracy, they have been trying to scare us, saying there was something strange about this house and about you. Mrs. Brown, how dare you? After we had taken you in and looked after you, after I had gone through the trouble of getting these things for you, the least we can do is to sit quietly and drink them. Pity, I bet they are drugged, just like the tea you gave Mr. Hand and the others. Mrs. Brown, now just stop that kind of talk. I saw them, you got them in the other room drugged. Mrs. Brown, you saw nothing of the sort. They are all chatting to Mr. Brown right now. Then Carol, ask them to come in here then, so we can see them. Mrs. Brown, certainly not. I am not dragging them in here just because of a lot of children's silly fantasies. Glenn, well, let's go in there and see them. Mrs. Brown, no, you don't. I am not going to be ordered about by children. Is as they were talking, as they were trying to open the window and door, Mrs. Brown arrives with a dream. So the students was telling her that we want to go away from this house. She was asking why. For that they were telling that something you did for our teachers, that they are sitting as though they are drugged. What did you do for them? She was telling we didn't do anything, just we offered a cup of tea and they drank, and just now they are talking with Mr. Hunt. But they didn't accept that. They were asking Mrs. Brown that they want to see their teachers. She is telling you just keep quiet. We have allowed you to come into our house and we are taking care of you, and I have prepared tea for you. Just drink and be quiet and sit, she is telling. But they didn't accept that. And they were also asking about what is that equipment you are having in your cupboard. She is telling that Mr. Brown is a scientist, that's why he has bought this equipment, scientific equipment here, and we are keeping that very safer. Don't open that cupboard, she is telling. And the children are telling we want to see, anyway we want to see our teachers, ask them to come out of that room. But she didn't accept. She is telling that for accepting your order I can't do it because you are thinking something which is not true. The teachers, your teachers are very happy and they are talking with Mr. Hunt. So for your ordering I won't call them, she is telling. But these students, they are telling, okay, if you won't call them, we will go and see what is there. But she is telling, no, I will not allow you to go. Okay. Next. She bars the way through the door. Carol, she can't stop us on her own if you all try to go. Mrs. Brown, all right. I'll go and fetch one of your teachers, stupid children. She goes out Dawn, see, she is going to bring them. They aren't drugged at all. You were trying to scare us. Dawn, you are stupid, Betty. It is an ordinary house and they are ordinary people. Frightening us like that. You are rotten. I know what I saw. Give us that walking stick, Glenn. Here you are. Yes. And she told that she will not bring the teachers also out, and she didn't allow the students to go inside the room. So they were telling, if everyone we will push and go to the room, what she will do? She's alone, Mrs. Brown. So come, we will go like that. They were decided to go, all the students. So at last Mrs. Brown is telling, okay, students, stupid students, you just keep quiet. I will go and bring one of your teachers. She says, and she goes there. So among the students, the Tracy and Dawn, they are telling, oh, she's going to bring the teachers. They are not drugged. They are sitting simply only. You only scared us like that. They were telling to Betty. But Betty is telling, what I saw is true. They were sitting as though they were drugged. Let's continue to try to open the door like that. She was telling and asking for the stick. As Glenn gives Betty the stick, both Mr. and Mrs. Brown come in. Carol, where Mr. Hunt? Mr. Brown, he won't be coming. And you had better drink. Don't anybody touch that stuff. It will make no difference. You can't escape anyway. Oh no, come on, Glenn. Let's get past them, right? He and Wayne make a rush for the door. One arm, Mrs. Brown brushes them away. They are sent flying across the kitchen. Now, I told that Mrs. Brown went to bring any one of the teacher, but when she comes, she is coming with Mr. Brown. She didn't bring the teacher. So they were asking why you didn't bring the teacher. Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown is telling, you just keep quiet and sit, students. Mr. Brown stopped, and Wayne and Glenn, they wanted to go and open the door. So they were running, but with one hand, Mr. Brown pushed them back. Mr. Brown, stop that. We don't want any of you damaged, and either one of us alone is more than a match for any 5 feeble-eared children. If you try to keep us here, the police will come looking for us. Will they? They won't find you. You are going away. No, where are you going, taking us? Mrs. Brown, shall I tell them? Mr. Brown, why not? It might calm them to know there's no avoiding their fate. We are taking you to our home planet. Home planet? You are not from Earth. You are aliens. Mr. Brown, exactly. Wayne, but you are human. You look human. We can take on any shape we wish for a time. So can our spaceship. At that moment, as you have seen, it looks like an Earth house. Very useful for our mission. In a few moments, we shall convert it into spaceship, gain and return to our normal shape. So, you had better drink. It will make the shock of takeoff easier for you. But you must not take us. You can't. How wrong you are. But why us? Why pick on us? You were available. We collect creatures from other worlds like you. Carol, why? What for? Mr. Brown, for experiment and scientific study, you will be useful to us. Betty, oh no, we won't. Yes. In this paragraph, in this points, Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown reveal themselves that they are alien. A student are asking, you are looking like human. How can you tell that you are alien? They are telling, Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown are telling that we can take any shape as we want, and our spaceship also can take any shape. That means the home where they are staying, it's not an ordinary home. It is a spaceship. Okay. They were also looking like a human, and they made the spaceship also looking like a house. They were telling, keep quiet and have drink. We will take you. For what we will take you to our own planet means for a experiment. So no one can see you. Police will come also. They can't find you. By the time we will take you to our home planet. Flinking the cupboard door open, Betty holds up the walking stick two-handed. Come one step nearer and smash this equipment. Mr. Brown. No, Mrs. Brown. Do nothing yet. Do too dangerous. Pity. Grab a chair, Glenn, and come over here. If there's so much as more, smash all this. Glenn. Right. He joins Petty with the chair raised and ready. Mr. Brown. Smash any parts of those panels and you can kill us all. Pity. I'll take that chance. Carol, you and the rest get near that outer door. Carol. Yes, come on, you lot quick. All the children except Petty and Glenn cluster against the door to the outside. Mr. Brown. They are only children. We can rush them. Attack. Mrs. Brown. No, they are wild. Keep still. Mr. Brown. We can't let this happen. Beaten by inferior creatures. Mrs. Brown. We must. If they break any part of the equipment, we are stand here on yard. We can do no repairs here. Pity. You go and bring Mr. Hand and the others out here. Mr. Brown. No. Petty taps the panel with a stick and swings it back for a real blow. Yes, you just see the presence of mind of these students, no? As they heard that, as they confirmed that the Mrs. Brown and Mr. Brown alien, they are going to take them to their planet. This Petty was what he did meant. He took the walking stick of Mr. Hen and he was standing near that equipment, scientific equipment, which is very important. He told Mr. and Mr. Brown, if you take one step forward, I will break this equipment. And they were telling, if you break that equipment, it is like killing us. But he is telling, I will do it. Mr. Hunt is telling, we can beat the children. At least, of course, they are ordinary children. No? We can beat them like that, he is telling. But Mrs. Brown is telling, no, because they are very dangerous. We should keep quiet like that. They both were keeping quiet and they were telling the students not to break that equipment because in here they can't repair that. But Petty taps the panel with the stick and swings it back for a real blow. Yes, and Petty is telling, go and bring our teachers here. But Mr. Brown didn't accept that. So what Betty does means he was taking that stick and he bet that equipment. Mrs. Brown, go and fetch them. Mr. Brown goes out. Petty, how do we open the back door and the door in the porch? That's all right. It's that control down there on the left. It's marked with yellow light. Press it. Don't trust her, Petty. I won't listen. If those doors don't open at once, Glenn and I start wrecking. I'm telling the truth. Press the control. Press it. Watch her, Glenn. And if this is a trick, use that shape. Don't you worry, mate. Yes. No other way. So Mr. Brown went to bring the teachers out. By the time they are asking to Mrs. Brown how to open the back door, they are showing some button to press it. Then the door will be open. Petty presses the control and the doors open. It's all right, Petty. It worked. Mr. Hand and Swan and Mrs. Jones staggered dazzling into the room. Mr. Brown is behind them. Okay. Petty helped them get them outside and well away from the house. What about you? Don't worry, get going. So, now Petty and Glenn were near that equipment and here Mr. Brown brought the teachers there. The teachers couldn't even walk. They were drugged, no? So they didn't even walk. So Petty is telling, take the teachers and go out. And the door also was open. So he's telling the other students to take the teachers and go out. And when he's telling, then if you go means what you will do? What about you? She is asking. He's telling, don't worry, you just go out. The children helped the adults out through the back door, leaving Petty and Glenn facing Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Okay. Petty and Brown was having stick and they were looking at Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown. If they come one step forward or backward, they will break. So they were standing like, and the other students and the teachers, they were going out of that room. Glenn, what now, Petty? They all grab us as we run for it. Petty, no, they won't. I got a plan. You go first, not without you. Mrs. Brown. We underestimate these creatures. They were never so fierce before. Mr. Brown. They were all drugged before. Petty. Go through that other door behind you and close it. And if he refuses, you will be very sorry. He taps the panel again with a stick. Do as he says quickly, we have no chance. The two aliens go out and close the door behind them. Run for it, Glenn. Now, right. Glenn and Petty dash for the back door and disappear through it. Scene. Moreland a little later. Yes, yeah. So they were talking. If we run to outside, they will hold us. Okay, they will catch us. So what we will do? They planned one thing that they asked the Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown to go that door. If you won't go, we will break that equipment. So you go like that. They were telling. No other way. No, they were going. By the time they rushed towards outside, they ran out. Glenn and Betty dash for the back door and disappear through it. The whole party is Moreland a little later. See, the whole party is sitting on the grass. It is neither raining nor foggy. The sun is out. Mr. Jones, I can't believe any of it. Carol. But you remember being drugged, miss, don't you? Dawn and all our anoraks were left in that whole spaceship thing. Anoraks. Glenn, and the house isn't there anymore. Just vanished in a soundless flash. I know, but it's mad. It's incredible. We have to report it. Don't be silly. How can we? It's it will sound utter nonsense. People disappear. Maybe they were collected as we were. Surely we got to tell the story, believable or not, as a warning. Stan, Wayne, it sounds crazy. I don't want people thinking I am poaching. I agree. Say nothing. Mr. Han, I don't know. Spare everybody to secrecy anyway. I'm cold. Let's get on down to the village. Take it over as we go. Yeah, the party moves off arguing. Yes, yeah. And they escaped and they were sitting in a place and they were talking. The teachers, no, they were drugged before. So they didn't remember what happened. And the students, they were expressing what happened there, and they were arguing among themselves whether to express these things to others or can we keep as secret. The story concludes here. I hope you understood this. Thank you.